Hello, people. I'm going to try to make this video short and sweet, direct and to the point. I posted, there was a post that I made, my last post on Facebook before posting this video, and also on Twitter. Now, a lot of people would probably consider it a very crazy and non-believable idea, okay? An impossibility maybe, but it's not. In that post, I basically asked, through this question out there, what happens when we are unconscious? Now, even though we can sleep, be unconscious, other people can observe us while we are unconscious. Scientists can monitor our brain activity while we're unconscious. But ourselves, besides having a dream or whatnot like that, what's going on? Are we actually able to exist in parallel environments to what we are now? And when we wake up, we have a tendency, it seems, a very persuasive consciousness when we wake up that we're still in the same environment that we were when we went to sleep, or that we became unconscious. Now, and also put forth a question is, could it be that because, and remember, this our world, for the most part, I think for most people, we've been conditioned, we've been programmed to believe that in this materialist, determinist style of environment. So, and we're basically, or have been basically, conditioned to in that way, in the way that these people, these materialists and these determinists, it seems that most, what I guess a lot of people would say would be a unbelievable and impossible, rather than these things that very probable could be possible, but the way we're conditioned, these seem to be impossibilities. And these are mental constructs, okay? Our world, our minds, our consciousness, our aware, our what's the word I'm trying to think of? Our cognitive awareness, okay? We're conditioned to think and believe in certain ways. Now, if we were to begin to think a little differently, what's to say that we couldn't exist or actually travel to or remain in these other parallel environments to what we're experiencing now, but not in different ways. We may be existing in these parallel environments where we have completely different lives. So what's keeping us from that? Well, I think a lot of the determinist, materialist programming and conditioning that we go through when we wake up from our slumbers, when we wake up from being say giving anesthesia or whatever from an operation or whatever. We wake up and say, oh yeah, we're back here. But maybe that's just a conditioned symptom. Okay? We're not taught, we're not brought up, we're not educated to think any differently than from that, or from that type of mindset. So anyway, to get a better idea or whatever, you might want to read the post that I posted. But I wanted to get this out there really quick, and hopefully I can do that before the 12 o'clock Eastern Time today or tonight. Okay? So what I'm getting at is that, and something I also posted, whatever we are up against, we are not going to be able to outfight it. Okay? And the way that we have been conditioned and programmed to think, it's this alpha male stuff. We got to get in there and we got to physically beat somebody up. We have to physically end something or someone else's existence. Okay? That's not how we're going to be successful. The way we're going to be successful is out-thinking, out-processing, and out-programming. Mentally. The mental construct. Okay? It's the only way we're going to be able to do it. I've made remarks before, and just recently, I said the phrase programming at the speed of thought. See, we're brought up, we're educated, whatever, to actually not do that. Okay? And I feel that that's a major problem. That we are basically imprisoning ourselves by doing this. Now, and something else I want to bring up. Recently I watched a video, and I've seen many over the past of this same subject, and it is this particular one was about remote viewers had viewed this grid around the earth. It was a soul trap, and the archons, when we can't ever leave this place, and yada 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 yada. I honestly, even though if they were reputable remote viewers or whatever, well, everybody's, it seems to be thinking from the same perspective, which is we're already defeated, okay, and we're not. It's just that our thinking processes, this materialist, determinist mindset that has been oppressing us or suppressing us. Okay. So, so this soul reincarnation, the soul trap or whatever, and you just return back. Well, what happens when we find we have cures for all of these illnesses that bring about old age, the telomeres growing shorter and shorter, all our food supplies being dosed with all kinds of chemical, synthetic stuff that shortens our lifespans. Well, what happens if we develop remedies for these illnesses? That we, start to have access to more healthy, wholesome foods and such, and ways of thinking mentally. Okay, so what happens to these things, these archons or whatever you want to call them? that people, use that terminology for these entities, these beings. So what happens if more and more and more humans start living a lot longer, start ceasing to not exist? What happens if we prolong our lifespans? What happens if we continue on? These archons, supposedly, they're feeding on the negativity, the suffering, or whatever, and this energy that they take, it's taken from us, stored somehow, and it's used for something else. Well, what happens if we become healthy? What happens if we start thinking differently about, having different outlooks about our future? How are these archons, or whatever you want to call them, how are they going to get this energy? What's going to happen to them? Are they going to starve? See, and this perspective, I feel, is very damaging to the mental state of the human being. See, we feel that we're already defeated before we even get started. And it's made to seem like an impossibility for us to improve our environment. That it's impossible for us to get along. It's impossible for us to create a better environment, for a more beneficial and more benevolent existence for ourselves and everyone else. So this is what I wanted to get out there. I think the Archon, this grid stuff, I think it's bullshit. And I think that if we can outthink these, whatever they are, outprocess whatever they are, and outprogram whatever it is, we will overcome all of this. Okay? We will live much longer lives. We will be in control of ourselves, of our lives. The human race, the human species. So this is what I wanted to say, and I know it sounds like it's crazy, it's out there, but I think everybody's looking at, not everybody, but a lot of people, most people are looking at this from a defeatist point of view, and that's not helping us. Everything, all of this that leads to a lot of the suffering is fear. What do you fear? What are you afraid of? Oh, because I'm gonna cease to exist, and then my soul is gonna be, recycled into this soul trap. Blah blah blah. Come on, people, get real. It's ridiculous to think that way. Who's making out? These people that are pushing this stuff. Well, they're gonna eventually die. Hey, maybe they get a few years of making money off of peddling this fear bullshit. Okay? Or they can get with the program, or create their own program, process their own program, think of their own program, bring in some positive energy. We can overcome this. We can extend our lives. The technology is out there. What's not out there in abundance is people's mental attitude to be positive. We have to create this, people. It's not going to be given to us. We're going to have to create it. It's not impossible. We just hadn't figured it out yet. We are going to have to outthink, outprocess, and outprogram the obstacles that we face. And it's very simple. Take what is seemingly to most people this complex, difficult problem or issue, if you will, and we need to change our perspectives and develop a simplistic remedy to it. And to do that, we're going to have to outthink, outprocess, and outprogram. We need to use our language, okay? That is, in essence, programming at the speed of thought. Okay? Can we get on the same page with this? And why is my okay. Yeah. Anyway. So anyway, I just wanted to do this real quick. It's about 15-16 minutes so far. I'm going to tag some people on Twitter on this. People are going to think that I am absolutely insane. I am not. I am very much aware. So I'm not even going to try to attempt to defend or debunk all of this crap that these people are probably or will probably come up with. You know, all this, that, and the other. All that. It's that's stupid. No, it's not stupid. Why don't you use what the Creator gave you? Your intelligence. Think through this stuff. Reason through it. Make it simple. Keep it stupid simple. Okay? Anybody wants to leave some comments or whatever, get in touch with me. You know how to do that. So yeah, what's to say this will not work? Okay? Has it been tried before? You know, what's to say that there have been groups of people or a few people that have already figured this out? Figured it out long ago. And they decided to keep everybody else from figuring it out. Look at the stuff I've written. You know, look at the ideas that I've put out there. I'm not saying that they're absolutely fault-free. I'm just saying they're different. It's a different perspective of looking at things. And that's what we need to start doing, is figuring out, looking for a different perspective to solve these problems that humanity is facing. So anyway, y'all take care. I'm going to upload this as soon as I can get over here to where I need to go and upload it online. Laugh all you want, whatever. But big changes are coming. And if we don't learn to outthink, outprocess, and outprogram in short order, then, you know, be ready for the consequences. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Bless you all.